What exactly is an API? How do API work? And why should you learn about them? What kinds of services can you incorporate into your apps? If you don't have the answers to these questions, whether you are a beginner or an advanced learner and you are not quite clear on these concepts, you are in the right place. Hello everyone and welcome to my channel Coding Tutorials. In this channel, I teach you how to build awesome Android apps in a simple manner. So let's begin our quest on what exactly is an API. The API stands for Application Programming Interface. Let's break it down first. If you take the word application itself, it means any kind of software application that performs a specific function, be it a web app, mobile app, or desktop app. Take Microsoft Word as an example. It's a desktop application that allows users to create, edit, and format documents. We can also call it word processing application. Now consider Google Chrome as an example. It's a web browser application that allows users to explore the internet, open multiple tabs, and access various online services. Think of WhatsApp. It's a mobile app that allows users to send text message, make voice and video calls. Just to be clear that these are applications and not to be confused with APIs. The second word, programming, means a set of rules to write codes for app developer. And the third word, interface, means how the different software will interact. The interfacing rule defines the protocols allowing different software applications communicate, understand each other, like specifying the method, data format, it should be used, all that. Now we can define the API as a tool that acts like a digital bridge between the two softwares. It's a glue that binds on a puzzle piece which connects two software applications where one software is your own app and another is a service which you need. So you focus on your app development while the functions which are already been built by someone else can be used by you without knowing the details of what's going on. You know that softwares need to communicate with each other. So in case of API, one software is a client and another is a service provider. So a client makes the request and the service provider give a response. App developers can access the functionality of other applications without digging deep and avoiding its nitty-gritties. In simple terms, APIs are like glue, makes a digital world stick together. Now let's go deeper. Let's understand the benefits of having an API. Well, allows developer to work different software applications work together. Means your application design becomes modular and your design becomes very well scalable and easily maintainable. You can speed up development because you can focus on new innovations while the functions which are already well established and bring useful data to you can be easily integrated without reinventing the wheel. Let's go somewhat deeper. What are the types of different architectures of API to access another application? Architecture means the way they communicate and function. So we have most common RESTful, while REST is known as representational state transfer that defines the setup principle for any networked system. RESTful means the web service that are based on the REST. Now REST is stateless. It means each request from the client must contain all the information to process the request, and the server does not store any information about the client between requests. REST is a uniform and standardized interface. So everything is considered a resource, and each resource is uniquely identified by uniform resource identifier. They are simple and scalable. There are many services which use RESTful APIs like Twitter API, GitHub API, OpenWeatherMap, etc. Second, we have SOAP, which was introduced in 1998 by Microsoft. It was quite popular some years ago, and we can say SOAP is also stateless. SOAP has strict rules but are not uniform as REST. In SOAP, resource is uniquely identified by Uniform Resource Locator (URL). SOAP uses XML as the message format. So SOAP is generally considered heavier due to XML formatting and may be considered less efficient in terms of bandwidth. Due to its secure architecture, it is more suitable for banking. Now then we have third category of API, which is GraphQL. It's not an architecture, rather than it's a query language. So the client sends a single request to a specific GraphQL endpoint specifying the data they need. The response contains exactly the data requested by the client. The best example of this API can be the news app because you don't need all the news, you only need specific data. While there are more types of architecture which you can use depending upon your needs, like gRPC, WebSocket, JSON RPC, XML RPC, COAP, OData, but we are not going to discuss in this lecture. Now, API opens up a world of possibilities. Let's look at some real-life example or apps which you can build by using API. We can build a weather app which provides a real-time weather data. We can build a social media integration app which integrates services of Twitter, Facebook, etc. We can build payment processing like Stripe Secure Transaction. We can build mapping and location service like Google Map, news app, stock market app. We can make video streaming apps. We can make a camera app. Now let's understand the most important part. What's API key? Since API service is unique for the user and security is one of the main issue, API service provider creates a unique alphanumeric key you call API key. This API key is used for accessing their services. Most often it will be a paid service for a regular user, but you can obtain a free trial offer. These keys are generated using cryptographic methods to ensure security by generating random secure strings. So some companies monetize their APIs, charging developers or business for access to certain functionalities or data. We can also call this model API economy. Once you have generated the API key, what's the API process? Now, the API process, first, user or developer include the generated API key in their application code. When making a request, this API key is sent via HTTP header or as a query parameter, which initiates the authentication process on the API server. Once authenticated, the API service provider processes this request, authenticates it, and once authenticated, the API service provider processes this request and provides the desired response. That's how the whole API process works. You can do the same using Android Studio and make wonderful apps. I hope that in this video some of your concepts are clear by now and now you are more equipped to incorporate them to build awesome apps. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for more videos. Thank you for watching. Happy coding.